Hi, welcome to Frugal Days with Danina. If you are new here, you are so welcome. I'm glad you joined us today. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you've been here before and you enjoyed my videos but you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. YouTube is free and you can learn just about anything you wanted to know about almost any subject on YouTube, and it's definitely frugal because it's free. So hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you for joining me. It's January. We hit mid-January just this week. So I wanted to do a quick check-in with you on my 2026 goals that I set in a previous video. I actually set 6 goals for myself, not resolutions. I don't do resolutions, but I do goals. I continue with things that worked well for me the year before, and I start things that I've been thinking about, pondering, rolling around in my mind, thinking that I needed to do, and I set it as a goal. And I try to be very specific with my goals, both financially, frugally, daily life, lifestyle, everything. If it's a goal, I try to be really specific with it. I'm sitting out on my front porch today. We have had unusually mild weather for January in the state where I live. I live in Oklahoma, and we definitely have had some cold weather, but recently it's been very mild. Yesterday the temperature was nice, but the wind was crazy, so I did not sit outside. Today I have been outside quite a bit enjoying it. It was cold, really cold this morning, but it's warmed up a little and it's breezy rather than windy. So I decided this would be a great time to touch base with you all and sit out on the porch. I spend a lot of time out here. I have lots of plants. You can see one behind me right there that's not done so well through winter. That was a fern. They usually don't survive for me throughout the winter where I live, and I could take it in, but I have cats. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I have 3 cats, and they will not leave houseplants alone. So even if it's a safe plant as far as toxicity for my cats, I tend to not have houseplants just because they make a mess with them. Anyway, I enjoy my porch very much. It's another frugal thing I do. I spend a lot of time out here when weather allows and time allows. It's a relaxation place for me. It's a peaceful place for me. Everybody should have a peaceful place that they can sit and relax and not be bothered by the world around them. My porch is one of those places for me. All right, so let's get back to my 2026 goals. I specifically want to talk about 3 of those goals. The first one is my walking goal. Walking is a big part of my fitness plan, my retirement plan, which, by the way, I'm an early retired teacher. I don't think I said that on this video. I am not a financial planner. I am not a financial expert. I am not a financial guru in any way, shape, or form. All I do on my channel is discuss what has worked for me as a teacher, teaching in Oklahoma. Teachers in Oklahoma are not high-paid employees, and what I have done throughout my life so far in retirement. This is my 2nd year of retirement. I'm about halfway through this 2nd year, and so far it's been great. I would highly recommend early retirement for anyone who can pull it off. Anyone who has made plans and can plan for that early retirement, I would encourage you to take it. It's been great. All right, back to the goals. First of all, my walking goal for this year, I wanted to be specific, is 730 miles for the year. That averages about 60 miles per month, or about 2 miles a day. Now, I try to be authentic. I try to be realistic with you guys on the videos that I post about my real life. My real life says some days I'm going to get to walk more than 2 miles. Some days I'm not going to get to walk at all. Some days I'm going to get to walk, but it's going to be a short walk, less than 2 miles. So, counting all that in, I still think overall I should be able to get to 730 miles for the year. So to master that, I've cut it down by month, about 60 miles per month, and then per week also. We've hit the halfway point in January, and I'm a little bit behind where I'd like to be. I'd like to be at 30 miles right now. I'm a little bit shy of that, so I'm hoping I can get caught up with that over the next couple of weeks. I don't have any trips planned, so there won't be any travel days. I've got an appointment this month, and my dad has an appointment this month, but I think overall I should be able to hit the 60 mile mark by the end of the month. The other goal that I wanted to check in about was my reading. I set the goal for myself of reading a minimum of 2 books per month. I can read those with my eyeballs, a paper book, an eyeball book, on my Kindle, a digital book, or listen to an audio book. I do all 3 of those things on the regular. I have finished one of the books on my Kindle so far this month, started a new one. I am about halfway finished with a paper book from the library, and I'm about halfway finished with an audio book that I've been listening to when I drive, when I go back and forth to David's, or if I have to drive far enough to have some listening time. I listen to the audiobook every day when I walk, or if I'm working in the yard, or even if I'm just doing housework and can put in my earbuds and listen to that. So I think I will be able to meet my 2 books, maybe even 3 by the end of the month. I've still got a good 2 weeks left to go on that. The third goal I wanted to check in about was using apps that save me money or earn me money. I mentioned in my New Year's video that I have used the Fletch app with great success. All you do with that is scan your receipts you use, that you get for anything that you use: gas, restaurants, groceries, dollar store. Anywhere you go and you get a receipt, you can scan it, and those scanned receipts turn into points. Those points turn into gift cards. I was able to fully fund my stocking stuffers at Christmas last month using the Fletch app. Didn't have to have a sinking fund for stocking stuffers. I used my points from the app. I want to find another app or 2 that are similar, that I don't have to pay anything, I don't have to do anything extra, I'm not spending extra money just to earn points. I'm getting points or money or rewards for things I do anyway. So I've been doing some research about that, and there's a couple that I'm looking at. I haven't subscribed to them yet, but I will let you know how that's going. As far as my other 3 goals for the year, I will let you know in a later video how those are going as well. One of the things that I do all the time to stay as frugal as possible and to stay in my budget is I try very hard not to waste food. Now, does it ever happen at my house? Absolutely. There are times when even the best laid plans go awry. I try that if I haven't used up all the ingredients in something, I try to be sure and use it in a different way. Use it for something else. I'll give you an example of that. I bought Granny Smith apples and fresh cranberries right before Christmas because I was going to make a pie from scratch. I did. The pie was great. Turned out great. It was delicious. We enjoyed it. But I had a few apples left and about 1/3 of a bag of fresh cranberries left, and I don't want those to go to waste. Now, I could freeze them, and I often do freeze leftovers, bits of this, bits of that I'll use later and turn into a meal. But I decided instead to go ahead and cook them, almost like a pie filling again, like a compote, and that'll be my dessert for the next few days and over the weekend. So I'm going to be doing that today. I also have some shredded cabbage and carrots that needs to be used up. I like to add those to salads, but I also like to cook them and saute them maybe, and then add it to other things. For instance, I have 1 serving left of beans that I made in my crock pot. I'm just going to saute those veggies and I'm going to add them to the beans. I also have a little bit of brown rice with turmeric that I made this week as well. I'll just throw that all together and it'll make a nice rice bowl for me. Now, I have quite a bit of cabbage and carrots. You'll see that when I cook them in a little while. But I'm not worried about them going to waste because some of it I will take with me this weekend when I go to David's, and I'll share that with him. And the rest of it I will freeze. I saw someone online, I would love to give them credit, but I can't remember who it was that did this, but they used a muffin pan for leftovers. If you live alone, or maybe you don't live alone, but you're the only one that's going to be eating a particular food, a great way to make it into serving size portions is to put it in a muffin pan. So I have a silicone muffin pan. It makes for really easy pop-outs of cupcakes or muffins or cornbread or whatever you're making in it, but it also does great with frozen things. So what I will do with the rest of that cabbage and carrots that I saute I will put it in those single serve cups in the muffin pan, and I'll freeze it. When I pop them out, then I'll put it in a Ziploc baggie or make a food saver bag, because I have a food saver machine, and I'll mark what it is on the outside, and those will be easy to just pop in to the microwave and add them to other things, whatever I'm eating for the rest of the month or the next few months. I mentioned that I'll take some of the cabbage and carrots with me to David's because I share with him and he shares with me. If I've made something that I think he'll like, I take it when I go to his house and share with him, and then he always sends yummy things home with me when I come back from his house. I also will share with my dad if it's something he likes. He would not care for the cabbage and carrots, so I haven't shared those with him. I did share the beans earlier in the week though with him. I always share that. If I make a pot of beans in the crock pot, I share those with my dad. So great ways to not waste food. Make sure you're using it up, even if you have to turn it into a different meal than what you originally thought you would be using it for. Freeze the leftovers or share it with a friend or a family member. We are going to get in the kitchen today. I'm going to cook up that fruit. I'm going to cook up that cabbage and the carrots, get that all ready and incorporate that into my meal plan. So stick around and join me in my kitchen for a little bit of cooking.